Hello and welcome to the continuation of our Broken Sword playthrough series with, like I said in the previous ones, I will not tackle Broken Sword 3 and 4. Not only is the story supposed to be not as, on par as the other ones, but mainly the gameplay is what deters me from playing them, so I'm not gonna do that. So, the next one we jump into is Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. And as you can see, I don't have a game to restart because I've never really played this, so this is a blind playthrough with a little asterisk mark, footnote if you will. I did play this game for about an hour and a half, 8 years ago, I think. It was about 8 years ago, like 2016 around. So, with that out of the gate, I can't remember anything apart from the, it's like one room, really. And that's even in the preview on Steam, so no bloody clue. So let's jump in. If you have not played a point-and-click adventure game before, then we recommend that you play this short tutorial section. Would you like to go through the tutorial now? No. Start new game. Episode 2. Why would I start at episode 2? But the serpent was wiser than all the animals that were in paradise. And God cursed the serpent and called him devil. And he said, Behold, Adam has become like one of us, knowing evil from good. Battle not with monsters, lest you become monster. And if you gaze into the abyss gazes also into you. Ooh, I hate text that you really have to rush to read. But you all should know that by now. That car looks like it's sliding.
We must go now.
Papa!
Tiago, go with your mother to the trap. Take this. It will always be your guide.
Yes, Papa.
We will join you shortly.
Xavier, the painting.
La maledicción.
Yeah, I can't remember anything.
This way.
Senora, it is too late. Go.
No! Papa!
Senor, in here. Search them. Of course.
That's what I thought immediately when I saw that. Of course. And that's the title screen, like sort of...
Spring. Passion, romance, l'amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, Josh?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move!
Non, monsieur, not la malédiction. Oh.
Stay back.
Die back. That sounds very
Once
British.
again, Paris had shown me her dark side. A brutal robbery, a senseless murder. Nico and I were about to be drawn into a new and terrifying adventure together.
Didn't you want to say terrific? Because for me it is.
The
No.
gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. I didn't have much time.
Okay. Quick intervention. Because we need louder speech. Crazy how you have to turn that down. Let's just hope not like the ending of Broken Sword 2, where it was like, I don't know how that got through to through quality assurance. Damn, was that loud. Okay, so we have a camera.
With luck, the security camera had captured the robbery. The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private.
Of course, it's locked.
The door
by
was
keypad.
locked with a keypad. If I wanted to get in there and look at the CCTV footage, then I'd need to find the number.
Guess this is the mechanism for alerting the police.
The priest was giving last rites to the gallery owner. I didn't want to interfere.
Why not? It's a job, man.
Excuse me, Father.
Yeah, you didn't want to interfere. Can I see that?
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobart. My company insured the exhibition.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
You can pray for his soul.
A senseless murder.
On the contrary, this killing makes plenty of sense.
Is that so?
What do you mean?
A great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil.
What?
Sure.
I am a Dominican priest. I know these things.
Of course you do.
And now, excuse me, I must pray.
1 minute I'd been planning dinner with Nico. The next I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest.
Right. Now we can look at the body. Surely he has nothing.
In Henri's pocket was a tiny bottle. It was a bottle of Brett. The label claimed it would wake the beast within.
Of course it will.
There was a small piece of paper in the dead man's hand. It was too intriguing not to take a look.
Well then do.
It read, 2:30 p.m., be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m. There was something fishy going on around here, and it wasn't just the canapes. I quickly replaced the note.
Okay, that's interesting. Like
I didn't want Henri's blood on my hands.
is it a true...
He definitely looked better.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Henri?
A cryptic note and a bottle of overpowering cologne. No personal effects or anything else of substance. I definitely needed to check out that office.
Yeah, I know. This is a bloody joke, alright. So, remember Broken Sword 2 when we were in that other art gallery and Lane was there? And we needed to distract the owner. What was it, Cleese? I think it was Cleese's gallery. And we had to pour absinthe into his I don't know, wine, champagne, one or the other, and have a look at that poster.
The poster looked old. I didn't want to touch it.
Like, come on. That can't be, like, that can't be random. That has to be this. Come on.
It was Hector Lane, France's greatest art critic. We'd met before. It hadn't ended well.
For him.
For a moment, I thought he was dead. But from the snoring, I guessed he'd only fainted. Lane was out cold. I was going to need something to bring him around.
Absinthe.
Lane was out cold.
Okay.
I was going to need...
Pizza?
The thief left the pizza box behind. I wondered what was in it.
Pizza.
Well, no surprise there. Pizza. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left.
I mean, a gun doesn't fit otherwise, and why would you ever waste pizza? Okay. So, I guess we would give Lane the slice, so, you know, to wake him up. Oh.
Even unconscious, Lane's body reacted to food.
Okay, how about
Time
this?
to awaken the beast. What?
I forgot I had that. Oh. You tripped something.
What was that? It smells like the 70s. Where am I?
You fainted.
Nail clippers.
The nail clippers were monogrammed with the letters HL. Hector Lane. They must have fallen out of his pocket.
Because that's things you do, right? You, Rickenbacker. Who's that? Like his boss?
Hello, Mr. Rickenbacker?
Stobart, what do you want?
Mr. Rickenbacker, there's been a problem.
Why does that surprise me? This better not involve the Blue Lizard.
Afraid it does, sir. There's been a robbery.
Oh, terrific.
Only one painting was stolen, though.
Well, what are you wasting time talking to me for? Find that painting, or find a way to avoid paying out. 2 ways to keep your job, Stobart.
I see. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anything else you gotta tell me?
The thief had a gun. He shot the gallery owner dead.
We insured him too?
Nah.
No, sir.
Well, that's one piece of good news. At least tell me you got some leads.
No, sir, not yet.
Well, stop chewing the fat with me and do your job. And call me when you have some good news.
Will do, boss.
Good choice for an employer. She's probably still chasing. And she won't pick up. Yep.
Nico wasn't answering her phone. No surprise. Lane's nail clippers. The initials HL.
Yep, but I wanted to pick him up.
There wasn't anything loose to snip. The clippers weren't going to cut it.
Huh. Can we cut? No, let's cut to the chase. Can't clip that.
I needed to take a closer look before doing that.
Well then do.
The stolen painting had an alarm, which should have sounded when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it hadn't.
Oh, look at that. Cut wire.
So that was why the alarm hadn't sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing.
So the police
was
isn't
an
coming.
inside job. The clippers were the perfect size to cut the wire. Could Lane be the saboteur? I had to find out. The button bypassed the pressure pad system. Cutting the wire had disabled the pads.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay. There's only one chance, like, see what the CCTV got. And there's, well...
Welcome back to the land of the living.
I wouldn't exactly call this living. Don't just stand there. Get me something to eat. I've had a terrible shock, you know.
Oh, that's... yeah. Yeah. There you go.
I found a slice of pizza.
I asked for food, boy, not a cardboard simulacrum.
Oh, okay, if you don't want it.
I didn't say that. Now give it here.
He put it in his jacket.
Given the circumstances, that was surprisingly acceptable.
Good to
Now,
know.
what's been going on? Oh, Henri, is he dead?
Yep.
Afraid so.
Poor chap. Just like him to steal the limelight, though.
Excuse me.
Like about the clippers or something.
Yes, our paths have crossed in
And it was Glees.
Of course, the man with the absinthe. I don't suppose you...
Look at that.
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble remembering your name.
Of course you do.
I'm George Stobart. I insured the exhibition.
I hope you have deep pockets then, my boy.
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Fire away.
Did you know the gallery owner?
Of course, we worked together on the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Henri provided the space. I was the creative powerhouse.
How long had you known him?
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into this exhibition under my curatorial wing. And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself killed.
If Lane was involved with the gallery, then he had to know the code to that door. So you curated the exhibition? What's it about?
A brilliant retrospective. A dialectical window on European art's ongoing discourse with the unresolved psychoses of the nation-state.
Wow, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Obviously.
Anything about the stolen painting?
Of course, dear boy. La Maledictio, a little-known work, turned up at the last minute.
What about the killer? Were you able to get a look at him?
A delinquent in a tin hat. Beyond that, I don't really recall.
Oh, yeah, you fainted.
Those of us with a higher aesthetic are more sensitive to violence.
Clearly, you're very sensitive to your friend lying there. Absolutely.
Who painted
Sensitive.
the stolen painting?
Therein lies a mystery. We only know his pseudonym, El Serp. He was a Catalan, a modernist. His works are symbolic, religious.
Okay.
How about some more of this?
I don't think so. As a sel volatile, it was acceptable. As a cologne, it would be barbaric.
Well, tell that Henri. Oh, well,
Are
you
these your
can't.
nail clippers?
Of course. See, they're monogrammed with my initials.
Because that's what you do. You buy nail clippers and monogram them. It's like, why would you ever do that? It's like... Ugh. These people.
What can you tell me about the stolen painting?
La Maledictio, a challenging piece. If you like a wide cast of obscure saints and fringe Christian symbolism, of course. Not especially valuable, though. The thief won't get much for it on the black market.
Okay, that makes it even more interesting.
So, you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
The code to the office?
I just thought you might have the number.
I do, but I couldn't possibly give you access before the police arrive.
I figured I wasn't going to get the door code from Lane by playing nice. I needed to turn the heat up.
Where's the thermostat? We have experience with that.
Yes, my son.
What did you mean when you said that a great evil had taken place?
Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Wait, my adversary?
Peter 5:8.
Oh.
The devil is all around, Mr. Stobart.
Really?
What brought you to the exhibition, Father?
The painting.
Which one?
La Maledictio, of course.
The painting that was stolen.
I had to confront the evil.
Okay, now tell me why it's evil.
Tell me about the stolen painting.
Whoever gets close to it will burn in hell.
So we're burning? Is that it?
What do you know about the man who painted La Maledictio?
El Serp. He was a man playing with fire, the fire of eternal damnation.
Hey, Father, how about a squirt?
I think not.
Aww.
Do you recognize these?
Nail clippers. I'm not sure what your point is.
I think there's something strange going on here.
Yes, Mr. Stobart. At last you see the truth.
You don't think it's the same truth?
I mean that the robbery looks like an inside job.
The devil's work is always an inside job.
Did Henri say anything before he died?
He said, "Stop the car, I want to get in."
What does that mean?
We may never know.
Oh! I was just thinking he said that to the priest. But then again, it's like I suspected it was him. I mean, he knew that was gonna happen, and he was and then he wanted to get away with the robber.
A wire in the painting's alarm was deliberately cut.
Cut by the devil himself.
Of course, the devil is lying there, is dead, you find.
I know, sightings of guys with horns and tails have been a little down recently.
You mock me, Mr. Stobart.
Yep.
But as you will discover, the devil likes to have the last laugh.
Can't be, because the devil is dead.
Do you know the code to get into the office?
No, but you could always pray and ask for divine guidance.
Yeah, no, that's not going to cut it.
Father, I'm looking for a slightly quicker solution. No one had noticed the pizza box fall onto the floor. I decided to leave it alone.
All right. I mean...
Mr. Lane, you're really going to have to give me the code to that door.
And why, pray, should I do that?
Because it's an inside job.
The way the cops will see it, you're the prime suspect. We both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the cops, well, they may not see things so simply. I might be able to get them off your case, but in exchange, I'd like the code for the office door.
But that's preposterous. The police would have neither evidence nor motive.
Funny you should mention that. Someone sabotaged the alarm on the stolen painting. A wire was cut.
What? Who could have got into the alarm system?
Exactly. It was an inside job, Mr. Lane.
You're not suggesting that I...
Well, I'm afraid that's the way the cops are going to see it.
That's preposterous. How could I possibly have cut the wire?
With the nail clippers.
Are these your nail clippers, Mr. Lane?
Yes, they have my initials monogrammed on them.
So?
Huh. The perfect implement for cutting the alarm on the stolen painting.
What are you saying?
Well, the alarm was sabotaged, Mr. Lane. It was an inside job.
Are you accusing me? How dare you? I had no reason to kill Henri, no motive whatsoever.
Okay, but I don't think the cops will see it like that. And I sure would like that door code. This is an inside job for sure, Mr. Lane. The police are going to be very interested in your recent movements.
I've been out of town for several days, and last night I retired early.
Of course you did.
Just saying.
You're not going to scare me into giving you that door code, you know.
I was onto something here, and I knew it. Lane was sweating. It wasn't pretty.
Of course it wasn't. Never had been.
How about it, Mr. Lane? Ready to give me the door code yet?
Certainly not. Give me a single reason why I should.
I gave you multiple.
By way of nail clippers.
I've been away from Paris for several days and only got back this morning. How could I have cut that wire?
I hate to say this, Mr. Lane, but you're going to be the #1 suspect for this murder.
So you keep saying, Mr. Stobart. Ugh, keep that noxious potion away from me.
Well, I won't unless you give me the code.
Mr. Lane, this robbery is not going to reflect well on you.
As I said, I shall take my chances. You're not getting that door code.
So you'd been out of town and hit the sack early last night?
How convenient.
That's right. I've not been near the gallery for days.
Guilty by way of nail clippers.
I love that line.
Sheer fantasy. What possible motivation could I have to sabotage the alarm?
Insurance. My friend, insurance.
The bust was balanced precariously on the pedestal. I didn't want to knock it off.
Painting, 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 painting. Do we have anything else?
This was where the stolen painting had hung.
Oop.
Why that painting?
Oops. I don't think anything helps here. I mean, why don't you mention the note to Lane?
Father?
So you could at least say, well, it probably was Henri. But then he'd
Yes,
not even give you the code anyway. It's, never mind then.
Do you know anything else about El Serp?
I've already told you everything I can.
Is there anything else you can tell me about La Maledizio?
I've said everything I care to on the subject.
I don't think we can find anything more on the body.
I put the glasses back where they were. Best to leave the evidence the way I found it. I didn't need to look at the note a second time.
Well, just saying. You can't leave, right? Oh, you can.
The street was quiet and upmarket. Not the kind of place for an opportunist thief. From out here, you couldn't see the stolen painting. This robbery was definitely planned.
Not like we had to go outside.
Mr. Lane, ready to get
Certain.
guilty by...
I've...
Mr. Lane, this robbery...
As I
We already
said,
had that. We can just reiterate at this point.
I wondered if there was anything out here I could use to put the heat on Lane. Excuse me.
Monsieur?
Oh, yes, in Lane.
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh, really?
You don't sound surprised.
All property is theft, monsieur, and all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, when you put it like that, it's hard not to. Did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera. She was chasing somebody.
Oh, that must have been Nico.
You know her? You surprise me.
Can
Why?
you tell me anything about the man she was chasing?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is inherently unknowable.
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty. The gallery owner, Henri, was shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal.
Wow. How
Right.
deep.
Did you know him well?
Can we ever truly know another
I
human
knew that
being,
was coming.
monsieur? He spent little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
Oh.
What do
Oh.
you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh, yes. He drinks here sometimes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night? What sort of time?
After midnight, for sure. If you see him, give him this bill and tell him to pay up next time.
The check was from last night. But Lane told me he was nowhere near the gallery. This could be the leverage I needed to get
Interesting.
the office door code from Lane. Thank you for your consistent indifference, monsieur.
Perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
Well, very consistent and very indifferent. So, liar.
How about it, Mr. Lane?
Certainly not. Give me a single reason
I
why
gave you
should.
multiple, by the way.
Guilty by...
I've been away from Paris.
Yeah, but no, you
Take a look at
haven't.
this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
So?
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You said you were out of town. You sure drank a lot of champagne last night without paying the bill. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. I hate to say it, but that sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, you give me the code to the door and the police need never know. A motive and proof of involvement. Not looking good, Mr. Lane.
You are a blackmailer, Stobart.
Just doing my job.
All right.
6397.
You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police would be here any moment, so I had to work fast. What was that number again?
6397.
42.
Moron.
Everyone, hold it right there.
Damn it.
Moo!
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. Closed.
Off.
Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Mo, I want a total lockdown. Nobody in or out. Apart from me, of course.
Good old Moo. Few minutes later.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door. It was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before. Sergeant Mu, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard, an unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
I am sorry, but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody in, nobody out. And I must correct you, madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu! That poor man! Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
By the way, was Moo in Broken Sword 2? I can't remember.
I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement in good time.
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am implacable, Madame Collard.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Navet will be delighted.
You've got to let me into the gallery to show him.
Absolutely not.
He's very strict
So,
and
I cannot
consistent
go in
as well.
without Inspector Navet's permission?
No.
And to get Inspector Navet's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant Mu?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No, he's a... Never mind. Who is Inspector Navet?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius. A man blessed with almost superhuman insight.
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other investigators don't have?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
Oh, he's Dexter, essentially.
I really need to get into the gallery and speak to Inspector Navet.
Tut tut, he is not to be disturbed. He is applying his famous scientific methods. Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so. I am dog-tired and want to go home.
This was madness. Sergeant Mu wasn't going to let me in. Why are you so tired, Sergeant Mu?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Navet is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have his energy and vigor.
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
That's very thoughtful of you.
You're welcome.
Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on duty. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last incident.
What happened?
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I need to focus.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant Mu. You've been so helpful.
Not. Wait, we could actually call, George, couldn't we?
Madame,
Oh, I clicked on him.
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you want, we are closed.
Then why are you standing here?
You would not understand, madame.
Try me.
Because I look at you and I know you are like all the others.
The others?
The pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have their spa days, their almond croissant.
That bad, huh?
And the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who come to my cafe and ask me for lattes, macchiatos, frappés.
I see your point.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame? Ripped up the paving slabs, bled on the streets.
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas, for philosophy, for freedom, equality, fraternity.
And that's not it.
Revolution.
And do you know what drove us on as we fought? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring? What made our hearts soar?
Cheap wine and free sex?
No, madame, no! It was French Café Noir that inspired us.
Okay.
The simple demi-tasse, the black, sweet taste of freedom.
So that's why you closed?
Yes, madame. I serve only thinkers, philosophers, revolutionaries. And you, madame, with your polite top and your pointy heels, are none of those things.
This is a cafe.
Yes, to the right people.
On
Okay.
any other day, I would have given this guy a straight one to the chin. But there was a chance he could help me get into the gallery.
Yep.
Here's
wouldn't
my
care.
pass card.
La liberté. Madame,
Oh.
you are not the person that I took you to be.
Oh.
You must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Okay.
Monsieur,
And give me Café Noir.
The road to enlightenment is a long one, madame. Perhaps you will walk that road with me?
could we have a little chat?
Any time, madame.
How about some coffee?
For you, madame, of course. There is only one coffee that I can serve you. Black, strong, and in a tiny cup. One moment.
Espresso. Or of the like.
Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
Now that we have the coffee breath, does that help against against
Hot and
moo?
strong. Would you
Oh,
make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame.
nice.
One moment.
We have a coffee to give to Moo. Nice.
Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
Guess we don't care too much about the rest at the moment. Nope. So with Broken Sword 2, you had to drag it out. With 1, like the remake or remaster or whatever, it's like this. You just click on it and then it's, you know, attached to the mouse.
Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
No, I won't.
I am tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well,
I think it has to do with the pissoir.
I shall elaborate.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president
Oh, boy.
himself. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee to stay awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret pee-pee. When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course. You knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic, your career.
Now you put it like that?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink!
She is?
Well, she is.
She is. Drink or fall asleep at your post. Which is it to be?
I suppose it is drink?
Bravo, Sergeant!
The pissoir is just around the corner.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant. I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
Wow, that really went just straight through him.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo?
You had to take a piss.
Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you. I tried to phone you but couldn't get an answer.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. It looks to me like an inside job.
So, no ordinary robbery?
Nope.
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledictio is evil. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
You know, George, you cannot remember the code anyway. Oh, Moo's back.
Inspector Navet, do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
Did you see the alarm was sabotaged?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the disabled security. I prefer biological evidence to the merely circumstantial. Body parts, blood, important things.
Don't you think the disabled alarm is highly suspicious, though?
The forensic team will be along shortly. Voice your concerns to them. Do not bother me with this circumstantial fliff-flaff.
Okay.
Could you give me a statement, Inspector?
Now is not the time, madame.
Why not? The dad isn't going to run away. You know.
What do you think about the American, Georges?
Highly suspicious.
He is deeply suspicious.
Deeply even.
I suppose this is quite a complex case, Inspector.
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more, nothing less.
Who knows?
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
Please abstain from baseless conjecture, madame. The victim's body paints a simple picture, more reliable than any witness statement. Consider the impact of the bullet and note the concomitant lack of blood. A casual homicide, nothing more.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that one particular painting?
Hmm? So?
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to concern myself with murder.
And still, nasal hair does make sense,
Why
just saying.
don't you check out the security camera footage?
Madame, that is not my area of expertise. It is the body which concerns me.
But the CCTV footage is evidence. It could help identify the killer.
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. The only true evidence is bodily fluid. Unless you know something I don't, then please leave me be.
The only evidence Inspector Nave seemed to appreciate involved gore. Thanks, Inspector. I'll let you know if I remember anything else.
Yeah,
If I was going to distract Nave, I needed to unearth new evidence or concoct some. And the bloodier, the better.
blood? Almost bloody.
The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor. I spread some of this sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like a blood stain, but it still wasn't right. If I was going to distract the cop, I had to get rid of that gum.
How about with your press card? Scrape it
I
up.
scraped the chewing
Yep.
gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
Look, you missed a blood mark. You missed a blood splatter. Spatter. Splatter? Spatter?
Yes?
I don't know.
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
The machine.
Okay, Georges, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office.
Oh, now you
I
remember.
was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long.
There.
The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording.
Lovely.
I needed to find...
Yes, 4-digit number. 1975. Let's go for 1975. 1975. Damn it.
And there I was, thinking that Henri might have set such an obvious code. No such luck. I needed to find...
I know. What could be...
The statue was jaunty. Up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged. Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very
No. I do not have a key, and that probably
Now that was a safe.
Yeah.
The lighter was corroded and grimy. It'd probably never work again. I decided to leave it. I didn't like the idea of a pocket full of sharp pins. I didn't want to carry the tape around. I had a feeling I wasn't going to need it. I didn't feel the need to take Henri's eraser. I didn't need a business card. It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover. The pen could have been useful. Then again, it might have leaked all over my pocket. Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would have been stupid. The ink would have stained my hands for days.
So what?
The switch controlled the small desk
Yes.
lamp. There was nothing special about the lamp switch. There was nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting.
Oh.
This was very definitely tampering with evidence.
Oh, it's a default code, isn't it? Like 0000.
It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. Huh. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form. The completion note from Vera Security. There was an...
Okay, that doesn't help.
The calendar looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day.
27th of May, 75. That's one digit too much. Damn it. Or it's just the birthday without the year. 2705.
Bingo.
Ah.
I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Was Henri studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture. That was the earliest shot with anything interesting on it. Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd. A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it. The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about him. The moment it all went horribly wrong. The killer making his getaway.
Waterloo Motors.
A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be useful. The painting was gone. There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. Hopefully I didn't look too suspicious. I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything I could from the CCTV.
Okay. In that case,
I knew it'd be wrong to leave the room without checking it thoroughly. The frame containing pressed flowers.
oh yeah, the key. The potential key.
The sofa had clearly taken some punishment over the years. It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. Henri sure liked his clutter. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. Henri's notice board was covered with all kinds of junk.
Including a key, maybe?
It didn't look like there was anything important. Henri had a model of a VW camper van painted in hippie colors. The engine capacity was displayed on the back, 1600 cc. Henri sure had his quirks.
Yep.
The street was quiet. The poster advertised a 1975 Stockholm Music Festival, headlined by a group called the Hairy Lobsters. It was a pretty flamboyant-looking clock.
I mean, I don't have anything that could work as a key.
Henri as a musician. The trinkets, the junk, the instruments. Henri was kind of a hippie at heart.
Perhaps we're going back at some point.
The woman in the picture looked vaguely familiar. A naked lady stared at me seductively. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income.
Yep. Clearly. Okay, we had the phone.
The telephone was an antique rotary model. The handset, greasy.
We had to look at the junk, we had to look at the CCTV, clock. Best
Frame
flowers.
containing...
Ah.
In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company, demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my business. But now I knew where he lived.
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
There's no evidence here.
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die for.
Ah, to die for? To kill for.
Definitely the former.
To you, Monsieur. Monsieur
Stobart. George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese and killed the owner in a fromage-induced frenzy.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's what happened.
I'm from Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Yes, really.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Truth will out, Inspector.
Who dares wins, Monsieur Stobart.
He who laughs last laughs loudest, Inspector Nye.
Oh boy.
The guy was seriously nuts.
Yes.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course, but I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation.
It's very likely that the security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur.
Definitely not.
Leave the investigating to me, huh? Pal? Monsieur, you are American, no?
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur. No? Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Oh, I don't think he has a gun.
Yeah, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect. You may go now, but I will need to speak with you again.
How generous of you.
I had some valuable leads. But before following up on him, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation.
I am so pleased as well.
This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
I thought Lane should stay behind.
2 coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Nave bought it.
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it.
Yep. Please do not order an almond croissant.
Setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
It was.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La malediccio.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. Well, the priest thinks La Malediccio is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on.
Yeah, by the way, I didn't mention it earlier, but look at that. It's Billy! Although, the cheese is probably not from him.
The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Josh?
Yeah?
It's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
And back to the map of Paris. Let's see if Rue Jarry... Oh no, wait, that's a different one. Rue Jarry was like around here, right? Where... What was it has? Can't even go there. Oh. I can't go to Nico. Oh well. Let's go to Henri's apartment.
As I approached Henri's apartment, I started to doubt whether coming here so soon after his death was such a great idea.
Ah, surely it's not a problem, George. But we are at the end of this episode. I'm going to save the game just to be... Oh, out of save. That's fine. And I wish you all a very nice time. Thank you again for joining me on another goat. That's the word for goat, right? Like fromage de chèvre. And now it's Rue Le Chèvre. Come on. I need to look that up before I say bye. If only I had my phone with me. So I guess I have to say goodbye without looking it up. Anyway. I'm very glad we're back here in the world of Broken Sword. And from now on, it's definitely new. All new. It's definitely blind because, like I said, the only scene that I do remember was the Blue Lizard Gallery, like the beginning, and I think I didn't even get to the blood part. Not sure. Tomato blood. So, whatever. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode of Broken Sword 5. Goodbye.